ones lining up.
PS2, that was in like the dinosaur era. I wouldn't know.
So they go for the opposite, or not the opposite, but another option for the break against the Spectre. I don't think Nyx is amazing, but if you give him like a +1, that's like a clear kill duo. So you give him like a ranged
it's
pressuring in lane hero here, and then the last pick is a rotating magic nuker.
This is Invoker. I mean, this is Invoker. There's literally no other hero that could possibly be picked here. It is literally Invoker, and I'm 100% certain that
I disagree.
100% guaranteed.
I am 100% certain that this is Invoker.
Would you guys like to make a bet?
Yes.
Another
This is
3
going
random
to be,
heroes.
This is going to be Barrow.
No. Not 3 random heroes. No, we're not
One
doing
random hero.
No.
One. Okay.
Sure.
Really?
You want to do that bet?
Sure.
Invoker or any other hero?
Invoker or any other hero. This is easy.
On this pick?
Yeah, on this pick.
This is Invoker. I am absolutely certain.
Nope.
That would be so funny if we just didn't look and he was banned already.
Oh, no. Please.
So he has to random a game if this is not Invoker.
Yes.
Bro,
Okay.
I random all the time anyway.
And you will get a 4th game if it is Invoker.
Okay.
You're going to have a pile of like 50 games by the end of this. We both are, actually. This isn't good for either of us. We didn't get him in on it.
No. Oh,
Very
Dark
nice.
Come on!
Seer.
Okay, well, can we...
Very nice.
If Invoker gets through, can I have another chance? Can I double or nothing? If Invoker goes through the bans?
That's up to BSJ on this one. It's 3-1 now.
You can double or nothing right now, and if he gets banned, it's
Oh, that's
still...
not fair. That's not fair. It's going to get banned. They're not stupid.
Well, there you go. You're not willing to take your own double down.
Yeah, it's sometimes better just to admit defeat.
I was double downing on the fact that I think Beast Coast is good enough at drafting that they would pick Invoker.
This is very strange to me that they would pick Darkseer because you're against Enchantress, so she'll just, enchant the creep. And then
I don't know what the hell's
Spectre
going on.
will absolutely free farm, so that's like a bit strange to me. Darkseer is a hero you can't really pick in an A, honestly.
Yeah,
I
Darkseer has
kinda
not
miss him.
found much success as of the last few months.
I
at
really
least.
miss Darkseer. I had a lot of fun playing him in EU. But in NA, you ask your 4 position to run in as you surge them, and the guy says, "What? I was farming." And then
I feel like Beastmaster would be a really great mold creator here for Thunder Predator.
Mauled creator.
Yes.
Beastmaster would be real nice.
That would be a solid pickup there.
I mean, Mars is still in the pool.
Mars is still in the pool. 30% win rate hero, though, in this tournament. 2nd most picked, so people seem to be not favoring it too much anymore.
This is a really good Mars game, though.
All right.
Okay, they go with the
Big fat
the
watermelon.
kind of the new meta pick that people have been trending towards, which is that Tide Hunter, which
Tide
does
is
have a
in
pretty
the
solid win
new meta.
They have
rate.
Nyx,
67% win rate.
yeah, they have Nyx, but otherwise, like, this Tide is just chilling, man. Like, you were proposing him last game, or the other series against Tusk, which is just, like, terrible, because he can die in the early to mid game. But here, how do they kill him for the first, 15 minutes of the game? And then at that point, you have 1 or 2 items, and it becomes even harder to kill you, and you're almost guaranteed to get that Ravage off. And if you're getting stunned, you're just spamming that R button. You're eventually going to just throw those tentacles out of the ground. Similar to the stuff that Jenkins usually watches.
Oh, I knew. Are you serious? I could see it in your face. I was looking at the screen. I was like, this guy, he's got a smug look to his face. Say something about the tentacles. God damn it.
There's no follow-up to that, I don't
I
think.
don't have anything to say.
You might just have added another game just for that comment.
No, you can't do that. You're not like the Dungeon Master or
All
something.
right, fine. Although I am.
Okay.
Although I actually truly am.
All right, if Invoker doesn't get banned, I am 1,000 million billion gazillion percentage points sure.
Well, it's up to BSJ if he wants to go for the bet after the ban stage.
Double or down, let's go.
So, double or nothing?
Double or nothing. Take it or leave it. Pick it up or put it down. Throw that ball into my side of the
triple
court.
or nothing it.
Triple or nothing? You are such a greedy carry player. This guy calls himself an offlaner.
So wait,
Triple or nothing.
does that turn from 3 to 0?
It goes from 1 to 3 or 1 to 0.
Okay, but I get -1 then.
No. Triple or nothing just means you lose 2. You lose 1 game if you get it right. So I'm giving you 2. I'm getting 2 to 1 odds on this. I'm saying that it's likely they will pick Invoker.
Triple or nothing, whatever.
Okay, triple or nothing. It's 3 games or 0 for
You are
Jenkins.
fiending off of my gambling addiction, which, by the way, is very fucked up. But
3 games or 0 for Jenkins.
like this
here.
guy's supposed
Wait,
to
is
be
this
my friend.
dependent
and
on the
he's like,
bans here?
I know Jenkins will give me more.
The Invoker's not banned. So
Yeah, well,
it's-
there's still a ban technically.
They're not going to.
They're not going to.
They're probably not going to ban it, but
One place we can agree.
So they do need an active mid laner here. Maybe like I know it's against Nyx, but something like a Puck, something that just pseudo low cooldown, wave clearing, like don't have to have Ravage be your only fight condition. Hero.
Okay, I feel like they wouldn't ban Queen of Pain if they're gonna pick Invoker. God damn it. God damn it. The problem is Chris Luck's not a big Invoker player. That's the big issue here.
Oh, you should have looked that up beforehand.
Well, I know that. I'm just thinking like.
Here we go, triple or nothing for Jenkins here.
Oh man, you really threw this lead away.
Yeah. Well.
Mm.
We'll get it back with the shit that he says. All right,
Ember
that's gotta be
Spirit.
Quaswex Invoker. Come on. Oh, come on. You're
20.
asking for it.
30 seconds to choose.
They're asking for it. They're asking to get Invoker. There's 3 heroes that can get mana burned and
This is
have 0
Chris
mana.
Luck. This is actually a Slark mid. Are you ready?
Oh my god. It actually will be a Slark mid because there's 3 anti... Are you serious?
This is actually a Slark
It's a
mid.
good Slark mid game. I will 100%
It doesn't
give you
go with
that.
Void, but it goes with everything else against everything else. Go Slark mid now, Chris Luck.
If this is any other team, it's 100% Invoker.
Tiny.
So that's three.
Tiny.
That's 3 games for Jenkins.
Tiny.
It's ridiculous. I'm looking up Chris Luck's profile. Like he has,
Wow. All right, well, choose your teams.
Based on last game and these drafts, I actually think Thunder Predator will win this game.
yeah, we go Thunder Predator all the way.
You guys
All the
don't
way.
believe in Darkseer, okay?
I do not. Not against an Enchantress.
I
It's a
believe
hard
Spectre
counter.
will have a great start. Ember will have a fine start, so he can make space. And I think Tide is very hard to kill with 1 or 2 items.
All right, well, as Jenkins will self-reflect and question his every decision in life, we will take a quick break and then go into Game 2. Welcome back to the Monster Energy Dota Summit 13. SUNSfan here with Jenkins and BSJ. We got Game 2 between Thunder Predator and Beast Coast on the way, and we have some interesting cosmetics that we definitely want to update you guys on. But we are still loading into the game. Both of you guys have picked Thunder Predator, and of course there's going to be a pause because this is South American Dota. Pop-Tart, please click on some... I want to start with Warlock, actually, if you don't mind.
Can we go ahead and get a Roche check just to be safe here, though? Just
Yeah, Roche
quickly?
check first.
Okay, there
Okay.
we go. Thank you,
Yeah, looks like
Pop-Tart.
we're good. All right, on to Warlock. I saw this in the... I don't think we can check Golem here,
Maybe
can
if
we?
you
Oh, wait.
hover over the Golem,
Wait, the
you can see
Golem...
it? Okay.
Which one is that? Is that the Samurai one? I can't barely see it here.
It looks like the Samurai
It
one.
looks like
Okay.
it's not marketable.
Yeah, I thought it would be the Genie, so I'm a little bit disappointed.
I
But
do
this
like
is
the
solid.
staff. That's a nice staff with the faces.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah, it's solid.
That
solid.
headpiece is incredibly obnoxious, though.
Yeah, that's what makes it better. Okay, next. Thank you. Faceless Void.
They got the new set.
okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
I mean-
oh,
Is
he's got the
Yeah,
tiebreaker.
he's got the timebreaker, yeah.
Yeah,
That
that's
is classic for sure.
Yeah, yeah, that's expensive. What is it? Like about $70?
I mean, it's ugly, but, you know.
Oh, it's an Elder
Gift from
timebreaker.
Imagine Losing, LMAO.
Lamau.
And
That
he
is-
uses it, so not salty at all. That's good. All right, next.
Next, we got...
Assassin.
So Nyx
Okay.
Assassin
feel
looks
like
like a
there's-
totally different hero.
I feel like there's better options for this hero.
I don't know about that.
I do like the
It's pretty good.
the crystals though. Like when you move it and the sparkle, that does look
That
quite
is kind of
nice.
cool. Is that like a... Is that the immortal piece? The back piece right there? It is immortal.
Crimson.
Oh, it's a
Okay,
crimson
wow.
Oh,
immortal.
it's a special one.
Yeah, that's why it looks so beautiful
Oh.
there. It's the crimson.
I had that
special.
one and I tried to sell it, and it's still on the market. Feels bad.
All right, Tiny. This is the relatively new set. It's not bad.
He's got a bit
Pretty
of a
good.
I
of a
really like
mixture
the
there.
bone tree he gets with this bone set, but he's not using it, so I'm a little upset
You're
about
a
that.
fan of Bones, huh?
Yeah.
I feel
Just
like there's better
Jenkins
Tiny
is
sets.
Fan of tentacles.
Yeah, true.
You like bones because you're a dog.
Yeah.
And I eat dogs. That's. I think people should eat dogs. Actually.
All right, can you show Spectre real quick? I just want to mention something. So Spectre, of course, is going to get the next Arcana, which I was really upset with. And that's because this is literally the only set that is good that has ever been made for Spectre. Not the weapon, by the way, just the face. This was made by my good friend Natio. But they have to change this hero drastically for it to be good because it's such a hard theme to just make look cool that isn't already done, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll
That
see what they
crimson
come up
piece,
with.
though, that's worth like $800 is pretty cool.
Oh my, this might be an early kill. Indeed it will. Stinger actually pops the Fairy Fire. Is that going to save his life?
Trying to give it.
No.
To they try to give it to the core.
I gotta be honest. I watch this stuff seemingly happen a lot. You're against Enchantress Tide. What do you think's gonna happen if you walk out to the rune?
You
Yeah,
could live.
Probably gonna get the rune.
You're
and-
gonna get slowed for like 10 seconds, and then you're gonna die.
I feel like if you're Warlock, you just you just don't walk out ever.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Warlock is not a. I don't think there's.
I
many
see
heroes.
so many players die to this stuff, and you're just like, dude, you're against 3 heroes that can kill you. Like, people pretty much go 3-man rune all the time now. Like, this patch has been around for like 6 months.
That used to be that definitely used to be like a next level tactic, but now
Now it's so common. Like, I feel like in my pub, I assume it's gonna happen, even in pubs.
for sure.
And in coordinated Dota, they're sweating so hard, so they're.
Yeah,
That's what happens every time people 3-man the runes. They call them sweaters.
Sweaters?
Yeah, have you heard that?
No.
Not really.
Yeah, they're just like people that are sweating because they're trying so hard.
It's not super sweaty to 3-man the runes. I feel like that's what we're.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
It's not sweaty
I've
anymore.
seen that though, is where people will just be like, "Are you guys sweating that hard over
Oh, that's stupid. That's a dumb excuse.
there?" Yeah.
That is actually awful.
That's the That's like the NA mentality you
Yeah.
talked about, where it's like, "Oh, you guys are trying so hard. You're so cool, Lamau." You know.
Yeah. Apathy as a personality type. Very nice.
It's an attractive trait. For sure.
Oh, he purged the Nyx here. I feel like you just Ion Shell yourself now.
It does have his Impale available.
Blocks both the camps.
Very nice.
Body
I
blocks
like
that
how
one, but
he body blocks it
tricks
to
him, yeah.
hide the ward there.
Yeah, it was a trick. It was a feign.
Impale
Is this
into Ion
Enchantress
Shell
dead?
now. And MJZ.
He has a Fairy Fire. He's baiting a little bit. They see it though. That's why he's.
Does Nick still have...
Schofield, you might be in some trouble with that dagger damage.
all right, another right click
more
or
hit.
so.
He's got the vision from the dagger.
Good
Uh-oh.
regen though on Nyx.
This is an epic battle to the death as
know.
Spectre is just like,
This is
creeps,
close to what I
yes.
wanted for the introduction of the next patch with the support versus support, but this is a little bit extra help, of course.
Problem is though.
Oh,
Hector's-
yes, the 1v1 to the death.
Yes, this is. We'll see if it's to the death or not. As MJZ
All right, Whisper. Don't
It's
get
pretty
involved
quick.
with this.
Impale,
Oh, that's
I
not
believe,
fair either.
still up. Yeah, he gets a Centaur to help him out, which is definitely not a true duel. There's the Impale into the vacuum.
And
Oh my!
neutral creep suicide.
All right,
Nice.
that's best case scenario for Beast Coast.
Meanwhile, Spectre,
Well, okay, maybe not best case.
the
scenario.
first pick Spectre, is absolutely free farming, utilizing no regen, and electing to rush a Midas.
I like it. Midas gamers. I mean, this is one of those things where I assume if things start to take even a slight turn that he will switch up that build.
Yeah, I think so. It's just, I think he anticipates such an easy lane because it's Darkseer Nyx against Enchantress that he's never going to struggle here. He can get the earliest Midas ever.
And it's also a pretty bad Blade Maul game.
True.
Like, it's not.
There's not
it's
much
not
to reflect.
particularly good against any of these cores.
Yeah.
Looks like he messed up the bottle
Oh,
refill.
no, the backpack.
That is a yikes.
Yeah, that's right.
Darkseer actually needs that bottle refill.
100%.
He really does. And I'm talking to you 4-position players in A. I stopped picking Darkseer because you don't fill the bottle. I actually stopped.
We should have a rant counter that we like a little
NASA.
graphic
You
made
may
for this.
say, BSJ, that is only you that needs the bottle refill. The only reason I know that is because when I was trying to learn Darkseer, I watched like 10 replays in EU.
Yeah,
and
they
all got their bottles
They
refilled.
they suicide and refill the ball.
Yeah,
Like,
that's the whole idea, is to just battle to the death. Somebody dies, and then either the Darkseer who dies bottles their support, or the support refills the bottle. It's one or the other.
Yep. Constant regen. Get more.
Now, do you
efficiency out of
talk
it.
to them like this in game?
Yes, he does.
No, I say.
Yes, he does.
No, I say, fill my bottle, please. And then they TP before
See,
I'm close
when you
enough,
say-
and then I talk to them like that.
When you say what you just said
goes and he
sounded
says-
passive aggressive to begin with.
Fill my
I
bottle,
saw this
please.
in European pubs. Are you guys
No,
stupid?
I say, fill my bottle, please. That's passive.
Well, the way you said
Aggressive?
it the first time was passive aggressive. It had a tone to it, you know.
So
You said it yourself. You got a tone.
I do have a tone. I know that. So you're telling me if your core player said, fill my bottle, please, that way, you would just do it out of you
Well,
wouldn't do it out of spite?
I've never done anything like that. Well, first of all, I wouldn't be supporting to begin with.
That's true.
I don't buy wards or anything like that if I'm position 5. I just run around and farm in the jungle. As Chris Luck picks up the Invis rune. He is the solo mid versus Leo style, by the way. So Tiny versus Ember Spirit. Typically, Ember, I would assume, has advantages over most melee heroes.
Yeah, he's got Flame Guard against the Tiny Nuke, so they elected for this 10th pick Tiny, which is a tad peculiar because usually, Jenkins, what would be like the #1 description you would think of a good last pick Tiny mid game?
Last pick Tiny mid?
Like, why would it be a good pick last?
If there's like a Broodmother? I don't know.
No, because there's like 3 squishy cores that you just blow up.
I really don't feel like last pick Tiny mid is that good.
No,
in
like
general.
imagine if they had the cores last game, like PA, Void Spirit, Pango. That'd be a nice last pick tiny game. You just blow them all up.
I mean, he can kill the supports at least. It's not like the worst.
Dude, I mean, you're against Spectre, Ember, Tide. Like, you're so bad against all three of those cores.
This is true.
Right? Am I, like, does that
Well,
sound like a nice
tell me how you feel
game?
about Bloodseeker, though.
I mean, I feel like you don't actually need me to tell you about that.
Yes, I know. That was the joke.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, Nyx was actually filling the bottle for his fellow offlaner, so he gets the rune and gets the bottle himself as a reward. See?
Ooh,
you
tomato?
scratch my back, I scratch yours.
I was
And
very
Whisper says the same thing here.
Very concerned what you were about to say there.
What was I possibly going to say there?
Misspoke a little bit there. Maybe some Freudian slip coming out, but...
I didn't hear it either.
Okay, well, that's
I
good.
didn't hear what I know I stuttered a bit, but I don't know what you thought I was going to say.
Oh, there's many things. You keep going to the tentacles.
I mean, it's not
As we have another
what you do with your spare time,
Pop-Tart,
Jenkins,
this gives us an opportunity to look at the rest of the cosmetics. See, Pop-Tart's... oh, this is a good one. So I personally love this because I find Enchantress to just be appalling from every angle. But this one turns her into not only a goat, but better hair color now, the rainbow staff. Like, everything about this set is amazing.
I really love the tuba that she has, too, there, that she plays.
Is that a
tuba?
Is that a tuba?
That's, to me, that's...
Can you highlight the item? What is that called?
We'll turn this tide to our advantage.
Well, because it's...
Isn't that what those... What are
it's
those things
song-
called?
it's songs of-
harps?
it's-
Isn't that a harp?
Well, it's not a harp. It's like a miniature version. I don't know what they're
harping
called.
on, I'm not going to be able to say this. It's called Songs of Starfell Glen because she carries around a tuba and actually plays it in her mouth like a trumpet.
How does that have anything to do with any of those words in the name? That looks like a harp.
All right, next.
Pop-Tart, go ahead and move on to the next one.
Wind Ranger. All right, this is the Arcana.
With a very
where's the string?
ugly bow.
Where's the string to the bow? Excuse me?
I
All right,
mean,
instant fail.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
how is she ever going to fire an arrow?
There's no arrows coming
She
out of that thing.
literally can't fire it if she doesn't have the string.
Why are you
All right,
pretending that there's a
moving
string
on.
there, too? It's disingenuous.
Ember Spirit with the golden beard. Or it's more of a goatee, I suppose.
Or like the one divine rapier, one nunchuck. That's like the one golden basher on AM just to tilt people.
He looks like the guy from the that motorcycling show. And you know the meme where it's like the sun is like rage quitting.
Wait,
the
look at
company?
that.
Sons of
Like,
Anarchy?
what that offhand
not
comes
that
from
one.
Febby. Look at that. My heaven times 2 hard.
It's
from
like
Febby.
Harlem Hogs or something like that, or whatever bikes are called.
No, I have no idea.
We have to get a backstory on Leo Styles' gift from Febby.
All right, and Tidehunter is Cthulhu. We've seen this one before. See, it's actually perfect filler because when we're done, it gets unpaused. They're actually waiting for us to go through the
Well,
cosmetics.
of course,
they
because they want to
realize
know
we
what
were
they
done.
need. What they need to change.
I think Valve makes sure that something on their computer doesn't work, so it gives us time to talk about cosmetics, which in turn makes Valve money.
Well,
you see?
because then they don't have to hire QA people to test the sets because they have the information already from us.
That's true, and we have the. I mean, everybody listens to us when we give our opinions,
I
right?
think
It's
so.
of the highest quality, of
Not a
course.
single person tunes out.
I would agree with that.
Whisper now level 5 on this Dark Seer. So tell me why in NA, other than the laning stage, forget the laning stage for a second, why is Dark Seer not picked right now?
You have to play with teammates at all points in the game. You have some sort of combo in the lane, and then you have some sort of combo usually like in team fights.
He's
And
similar to Bloodseeker. He's the +1.
He is a very hard +1 though. Like
But instead of you making it hard for the opponent to play, you enable your teammates to play.
yes, I think that's just to me.
But
That's
the thing is, he's not like a do shit hero. He makes other heroes do shit.
correct.
So
Correct.
when you
If-
try to surge your carry from jungle camp to jungle camp, it's just not as impactful as other
into the enemy
heroes.
team and actually fighting.
Yeah.
But in NA would be I see where you're going with that.
Yeah, yeah.
As well as like the combos and team
Okay,
fights.
so let's forget about region. How does Dark Seer feel this game on paper?
Oh, like he's okay, but the thing is that he doesn't like the fact that you're against Enchantress means that you can't pressure. So like you just gave Spectre a Midas at 7 minutes. That's why he's an issue this game specifically. Like I don't like him because you're countered by the opponent's support in a way that the carry doesn't have to worry about you at all. This is a first pick Spectre with a 7-minute Midas rush.
And we talked about how they knew this was going to get picked, and they immediately counterpicked the Warlock,
yes.
right? But what exactly are they going to do, not only in the laning stage, but going forward? I still don't see how they deal with Spectre late game.
I understand that Enchantress is a really strong laner, but I feel like you just have to be able to kill her with the 2 heroes you have. You pick like some ranged nuking 4, with a stun, and you just kill her. Because Spectre can't protect the Enchantress. But in this case, the Enchantress has been soloing the Darkseer and the Nyx the entire laning phase. So
Very
the Spectre
sad.
hasn't even had to interact with them. So he hasn't had to invest in Ring of Regions, any extra tangos. He hasn't had to do anything. He just rushed a Midas. That's the thing, is you usually can't rush a Midas because you're stuck trading with the opponent. You need stuff like a Wraith Band, a Wand,
Chainmail.
you know, Chainmail. You need these items that actually allow you to sustain. But I feel like, for whatever reason, Beast Coast both games has said, we don't care how good your start is, we're going to out-farm you. Which, like last game, we saw the PA with a 13-minute Battle Fury. This game, we see a Spectre with a 7-minute Midas.
6.5, actually.
So a 6.5-minute Midas. That is
Impressive.
insane. He's level 7. Almost level 8. And he's farming freely underneath his tower. I don't know, man. I don't see the lines here. Last game, I underestimated Thunder Predator's ability to make space early. Like, they just rotated so well. But I'm seeing an exact replica of the first game, just different heroes on each team.
Now, if you're playing from the enemy's perspective, which Beast Coast in this case, the Void, K1, who, you know, is not too far behind in the net worth right now, but of course that probably will get amplified with the each Midas usage. Do you go for any specific type of... well, we got to hold that thought. As Whisper getting initiated on, we'll pop the wall, and that'll force everybody back. Avalanche toss. But the Fairy Fire keeps MJZ alive.
Oh, the illusion.
Right clicks will not suffice. He's still only level 3 right now, but looks to be fine. But what I was getting back to,
right?
does Void, like, when you're playing against a Spectre, do you itemize any differently?
Eventually you get the Silver Edge, but that's about it.
Yeah.
That's like 4th item or something?
Yeah, 3rd, 4th
We're
item.
going to see the Ravage into the
course?
Death Haunt as well. He's actually going to stay, attempt to go for Stinger, and that is a big anchor smash.
This is the difference, is that Spectre will never be threatened, while Void is threatened. And that will tilt the farm advantage in Spectre's favor even further than just the Midas. And the fact that you can go Midas and not be threatened is beyond me. Continue, Jenkins.
And I feel like Void against Spectre, you need an item advantage, or at the very least, you need to be having a relatively good game in order to kill the Spectre. You need like MKB plus like 2 items.
My argument is you need to be able to farm against the Spectre. What I mean is you're both in the same lane and you can push her out, but he's level 7 and she's level 9. Like, the thing that is about Void is he doesn't farm faster than Spectre, but usually if they're both farming the same lane, he can do something about it. Like, his Chrono +1 can, like, be a kill on you. But who's the +1 here? Like, who kills the Spectre? They don't have, like, a Snapfire or anything like that. He's trying to be strong, but he's got, like, a Nyx backup. I guess
Chronosphere onto the Enchantress.
Got him.
And with the Impale, not even needed, I guess. Oh,
Nope, needed.
it is needed. I'll find the kill.
Meanwhile,
And Darkseer's in a lot of trouble, so it's going to be 1-for-1 across the map as the chase continues on to Stingers at half health, level 5 right now on the Warlock, and will likely just be brought down. That's a double kill for Leo.
the movements from Thunder Predator are just so crisp. Like, the Spectre was top. They made a move bottom. The Spectre haunted bottom, so now the entire team is making the moves around top because Spectre is a carry that doesn't want to be played around. And that is, it's just really textbook good stuff.
And they don't have particularly good tower push, nor do they feel like they need to push towers at
Yeah,
all on the side
they're
of
not
Thunder Predator.
pressured at all, yeah.
There's no pressure, and so they're totally okay with playing their own side. There's no reason for them to have to swap the map back. They can just do whatever Spectre wants, basically.
Yeah, Ember Spirit and Tide can both take dangerous farm, and Sacred may be in a bit of trouble, but...
Yeah, Avatos almost kills him right off the
Does he have, like,
bat.
a value cloak or anything like that on Tide?
No, he's just
Okay, he has 1,000 gold and he didn't buy the
pretty
cloak.
greedy,
GG,
though. That's
man,
a pretty,
GG.
Yeah, he's got very little stats, too. It's just the soaring.
I've seen Tides in these types of situations go like Treads, you know? Like, just get that
Just
extra
be
200
immortal,
health.
yeah. Just be immortal.
It'll make a huge difference if he has, like, Treads cloak there, because instead of coming down from the combo with 100 health, you have, like, 400, and then suddenly...
And then somebody TP's in. You're
Yep.
fine.
It's kind of interesting. He was owning so hard, and that one death can set him back a lot. But I don't want to sound like I'm just counting Beast Coast out at all. They still have a ridiculous late game with Faceless Void Warlock. And if they ever get that Nyx break on the Spectre, he can go down.
Well,
No, they have no
This is an
sentries here.
Schofield does find
Oh,
Spectre.
no, that's actually his
Vendetta.
ult. Okay, it looked like an Invisor.
So the break can come if he has a little bit of reinforcement. But the Midas
Oh,
is
now
already
they have it.
used. Oh, yeah. A very sad Shackle. Not able to actually get any real damage, though.
No dust, just sentries.
But that's going to be the duration of the Vendetta, so. Yeah, we did see Enchantress die bot lane.
Chris Luck just comboed him. Full HP, probably.
Yeah. And now he has a Blink incoming.
Okay, so the supports do have to be very scared on the side of Thunder Predator. They both get one-shotted, absolutely. You mentioned that in the draft. I believe it was you, SUNSfan?
What's that?
That the supports...
Yeah, thank you for forgetting that was me. I really appreciate that.
It's just odd.
Thank you,
it seemed,
BSJ.
It seemed
Thank
like
you.
a very relevant point, so I assumed it wasn't you.
Yeah. Well, that would make it not you either, unless you're talking about Bloodseeker.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So he
go
did
back
end
to
up
the
going
value
Cloak.
Yeah.
So he lost a little bit of gold, most likely, from that death.
It's a weird situation where you're like, yeah, I'm going to try to save for Blink, and I'm not going to invest in any parts of the hood because it might be the other item I go for, and you want to leave yourself with that choice, but then you just die, and you're like, okay, I definitely should have gone the Cloak.
Yeah, bot lane. We're going to see the Haunt come into play. Vendetta on Nyx Assassin as well.
It's pretty good if he can just walk away from this,
Yeah,
honestly.
the Gush onto Stinger.
They don't want to, though. They want to fight.
Still have Ravage. It's going to hit basically
five
the
men.
entire team. That is one dead right off the bat. There's a Chronosphere to try to counter this K1. Not a whole lot of health to work with. Shackled after the Time Walk. Now they're going to play all their pressure to him if they can, but the Tidehunter melts under the tower and Impale onto 2. Looks like the Void will live as a result of this space. And the Windrunner falls. So it's only a 2-for-1, which is really surprising.
After a 5-man Ravage. They do have some damage issues because Spectre went this greedy build, and Ember wasn't there yet, so he wasn't really... He's the only one dishing it out
Ember's
right now.
the only damage, yeah. And the Beast Coast have similar damage issues, too. It's like really only the mid laners right now that are doing damage on either team.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Yep, tier 1 tower now. Taking some damage. Don't think they're going to be able to get it, though. Yeah, they just back away. Regen on Leo style for this Ember Spirit. Yeah, Warlock is one of those heroes that if you get to a point, I know it's a support, but if you get to 25, like this hero is just broken.
It is.
Ag's Refresher,
is
25.
legitimately
It's
impossible to beat.
good God.
Carries actually can't 1v1 the golems.
Yeah.
When they have the talent.
And yeah, the talent that where you get the golem as well when you die, right? So even more to work with.
You can have like 12 golems up at once.
It's... Yeah, I think in terms of supports, it might be the best late game hero in the game.
I think so. I honestly
And the
think
Fatal
so.
Bonds we didn't even talk about, obviously,
Just
incredible
any
spell.
percentage
Yeah.
damage.
You
amplification.
love your percentage. As the man we were just speaking of will die in the jungle.
It's not late game yet.
It's not. That's true.
No, not quite
It
yet.
hasn't scaled.
Only
Pretty
45 minutes
useless
to
at this
go.
point.
We can get to that 60-minute mark.
I always believe in making it to the 60-minute mark.
It's actually hard to figure out what to do against a Warlock at 60+ minutes. Guy's got a Refresher Shard, Refresher Orb, Aghanims.
I mean, sometimes you, even with all the buffs, you have heroes that can deal with it. Like Wind Ranger with a lot of items, right? Can focus at least
Sven.
One
of
golem
them.
at 12, yeah.
Sven.
But like Spectre's not a great hero for that.
No.
Right? Yeah, Sven would be really good in theory. His Enchantress is just blown up there. But there's a Focus Fire applied to Chris Luck, so it might be a trade. We'll have to wait and see. There's the Vac Wall from the Darkseer as the FPS takes an absolute dump. It's a 1-for-1 now. And the Fatal Bond's applied as well. So they'll lose Darkseer for Beast Coast.
It's like they're survivable on the side of Beast Coast, but for what, though? Like, what are you living to do? None of your heroes really do damage.
Thunder Predator are relatively low, but we're going to see a new Ravage already online. It feels like it's only used a couple seconds ago.
He
The
tosses the
Stinger,
Warlock in.
the Warlock,
Get in there.
the beautiful Samurai Warlock, now stuck inside time. The Leo style getting quite low. Looks like he will get tossed upon, but the Remnant away. That's actually going to cost
That
Void
is
his
the
life.
second person Chris Luck has griefed in the last 30 seconds.
Time
of
to
toss.
tip Tiny, I do
Tiny
believe.
Airlines, baby.
I think he's been studying Sumail on his Tiny replays.
He's cosplaying Sacred.
Nobody remembers TI set. Okay.
No.
What did he do in TI? I do.
You don't remember him tossing Arteezy Gyro into tier 4?
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
then they lost.
Yeah, I mean Sumail was like 21-0 that game.
Yeah, and they lost.
But
Yeah.
but he tossed
I-
Arteezy
I-
into tier 4s.
I very much so.
And everybody
have
got mad at Arteezy.
that. That is
I can't believe Arteezy did that.
that's precisely why those two don't play on a team anymore.
You think so? That one moment
That
in
was
time.
that broke the friendship.
Honestly, with that much on the line, something like that might actually be enough.
Yeah, yeah.
It really could. I'm not saying that's what happened, but I'm just saying it could
Inside info, guys.
be. Yeah, Jenkins has his private conversations with all of EG and the rest of
That's
the
true. Why
tier
don't you
1
leak some news for us, Jenkins? You have
Yeah.
so much information.
I could do that actually. So, back in DAC 3, which was actually in North Korea, I
Yep.
was
I
talking.
remember that
I was
one.
in a broom closet with Arteezy in PPD.
Yeah.
Okay, and we were just talking about tentacles and other things. And PPD says to Arteezy, "Did you get a hair transplant?" And he said, "Yes, I actually took this
Radiant's
from a
bottom
rabid
tower
dog.
is under attack.
That I was originally planning to snack on.
This was a snack, and so this is dog hair that's on my head now."
Okay.
So Arteezy literally has dog
Arteezy literally has a dog anus as his head.
Lamau, dude.
I know, and PPD confirmed in the broom closet DAC 3 in North Korea. I promise.
We actually have
Breaking news.
confirmed evidence that that is true. That is crazy. Thank you, Jenkins.
Well, you asked for some leaks. Hit me up for some more if you need any.
Thank you, Jenkins. I will be sure to remember this next time I'm looking for you to fill. And I'll just go to BSJ
Our
instead.
head with very useful knowledge.
Radiant's
What do you mean,
middle
fill our
tower
head with
is under
knowledge.
attack.
Absolutely. The knowledge of the gods.
Is under attack.
Tier 1's tower is still up, but not for much longer as the shackle shot will connect. Haunt to follow, Avitas to try to save him. He's not able to time walk, though. The fatal bond's now applied.
Middle tower has
And with that, I do believe Beast Coast need to GTFO.
God, this is such a sick mid-Slark game, dude. Why is he playing Tiny?
I mean, the Tiny's been, so far it's been pretty decent, other than the
Brian-
toss of his
Brian is
teammate.
toxic. This is on a professional broadcast, people. Imagine how he's like in pubs when the cameras aren't on,
That's
when
true.
nobody's watching.
Hmm.
Because, of course, nobody watches.
Well, no,
you.
my camera is on, but nobody's watching.
True.
God, wait, no, that was me.
All right, Greaves are finished for Whisper, though.
Yeah.
He's going for the Crimson Guard. Damage mitigation to make sure the Void can eventually dish out the damage with his SNY build. Actually, no, he's going BKB. Okay. He originally had SNY queued up, but he has elected to go back for the BKB Manta. I feel like the damage issues are not looking to be addressed here
Not
on the
being
Radiant
solved,
side.
yeah.
Oh, but there you got the Imp Claw.
The Imp
There
Claw
it
does
is. There we
give
go.
damage.
You know, it's no Havoc
But he
hammer.
puts the Imp Claw away
No.
in favor of
Unbelievable.
the
You want
pupil's
HP
gift.
and Int? Come on now. Doesn't he know that the Claw is the poor man's Havoc Hammer? Can't you see the similarities, my
I
friends?
can't.
Yeah, it
Can-
is a-
when you think of the Claw, what does that make you think of?
Havoc,
Havoc
Hammer.
hammer, obviously. But then
I'm talking about like pop culture references here, people.
still Havoc hammer.
I'm thinking of Kawhi Leonard.
I'm thinking of the movie Liar Liar. Have you not seen that movie?
Yes.
What about Toy Story? Are you
I
serious?
don't remember any Claw for
In the
Liar
mo-
Liar.
In the movie Liar Liar, like his thing with his son is that he has the Claw.
Oh, yeah, okay. How do you remember every Jim Carrey reference?
Jim Carrey's his movies around that period were just amazing.
Yeah,
Liar Liar was
he
fantastic.
really Jim carried those movies, in my opinion. I'll be here all week, guys. Thanks for that.
I like how you didn't even ask who Kawhi Leonard was. That was such a good answer from me. His literal nickname is the Claw.
I don't know who that is.
You're just
I mean,
making
you should
sport,
know.
You're making
Why?
sports
Is he
ball
Canadian?
references.
He's not Canadian, but he got traded to Toronto, and they won a championship because of him.
In what
You're-
sport?
It's he's making a bunch of
Not the
sports
Maple
ball-
Leafs.
Makes a bunch of sports
I believe they're
references.
called the
Raptors.
Raptors.
Oh, I know that team. They're in Toronto.
That's right. Very
that's
good.
That's
wow,
my
you
city.
came up with that all on your own.
Yes.
I feel
Wow.
like, okay, I don't want to harp on this too long. I feel like every Canadian should know who Kawhi Leonard is.
I actually knew who Kawhi Leonard was,
You
but
just
like,
didn't know his nickname.
I didn't know his name
Alright,
was
that's
the
fair
Claw.
enough.
Yeah.
I don't do sports.
They call him the Claw because his hands are literal gargantuan.
Top tower
They're
is under attack.
bigger
like
than
a
any man
standard
in the history of mankind.
NBA player.
No, they're bigger than that.
I'm
even.
saying like whenever you hear about like the standout NBA players, it's
Like,
like
man,
they're
his-
7'2".
But with a 10-foot wingspan, I was going to see the shackle shot into the haunt. Do they have actually enough damage to take him out? With the Tidehunter Ravage, they might. And the Impetus doing even more. But there's the Chaotic Offering. Again, the FPS drops like none other. Chronosphere onto only one, along with the Golem. This Samurai
golem.
Golem has been stuck inside time as the Shackle Shot somehow connects
the
onto 2.
backstroke.
Who will they focus? Can they even do enough damage to take out K1? Has Time Walk another couple seconds, applying all the pressure to the Tidehunter for now. But the Shackle Shot connects again, which does happen when you're standing next to trees. 4 for nothing, and the Tier 2 tower.
This is just one of those games where both teams are just slamming all of their abilities on the ground. Both teams are just standing all 5 together. FPS drops, and the team that has the lead is just coming out on top. Other than that,
This is one of those games where they first pick Spectre and he has a 6.5-minute Midas.
That did happen.
I honestly, I don't know, man.
Yes?
It's just like,
Yes.
how was that not supposed to happen? Like, how is he not going to have such a free-farm game like that?
Go on.
The
Oh my
Spectre
god,
is-
a
Whoa!
4-man impale into a vac wall!
Oh,
Do
yeah,
they
the
have enough
damage.
damage to
The
actually kill
damage
anyone,
is just
though?
dumping out of
After
the Radiant
all
squad.
of that, Whisper is the one that dies.
Sacred
The
almost drop below
4-man
a third
impale
health.
vac wall backfires because they don't have any damage.
If they had a Havoc Hammer to follow up,
That is actually true.
that would have been.
That would have been a
Yes.
4-man Fatal Bonds Havoc Hammer.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It would be amplified.
So here, what you're telling me is their timing is 37 minutes.
Absolutely.
That is
That's
their
exactly
timing.
what I'm saying.
the literal timing, yes.
I mean, that's always what the timing is for the most part.
Yes, the Spectre turning into one of the best roashers in the game somehow.
Oh, Avatos, not
Doesn't
enough to
even
get
kill
MJZ.
the
It's
Enchantress
close,
anymore.
though. It was close. So he might get a cigar. Oh, wait, that's not the saying. It's the opposite. You get no cigar. MNZ picks up the Aegis of Immortality. They're going to attempt to chase Chris Luck, but I don't think they'll be successful. And I believe that Spectre is working on a Scott. Oh, he changed it up.
Going
Right.
for the full Abyssal
Sure,
Blade.
Abyssal.
Classic.
Midas is
Damage
up.
build,
Please
one
use it
hit.
right now. Thank you. MNZ is all over this.
Yeah, yeah.
He's on top of it.
He's a pretty decent player. He's a pretty decent player if you ask around.
Well, Tiny just finished the Echo. I feel like he was billing that like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, yeah. He needs an Ag
Holy
himself for
crap.
Daedalus is what
Wow.
he needs.
Radiant's top tower.
Yeah, I think once the Ags Daedalus from Tiny along with the Havoc Hammer comes out, they should be honestly good to go.
Well, I don't know if the Havoc Hammer is enough for him in that instance. He's going to need the Striders, the Woodland Striders at Tier 5. So 60-minute game
Okay,
with
60-minute
the
timing
Ags.
has been pushed back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice Carapace there. Well, we'll see if we can do anything with that Carapace. Looks like he's
Radiant's
going to let
top
back
tower
off.
is under attack.
The thing about last game that I really enjoyed was it felt like Thunder Predator had to make all the right moves to win the game. Like they did all the right things they had to do, and it was just beautiful to watch. This game, I feel like they just had to play their heroes completely normally, and they just win the game.
But to be fair, they are doing the right things. It's just that they don't have to.
They don't have to be creative, is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like they literally just fight around
Ooh, nice
hot
shot.
and ravage.
Very nice.
Yep. Chris Luck, sadly, for Beast Coast will die.
75
Radiant's
seconds.
top tower is under attack.
It does feel like quite a while,
That
doesn't it?
is that a dieback?
I think that's
yeah,
gotta
that's
be
a
a dieback.
dieback
Must
because
be.
he should be only dead for like 50.
Maybe
Yes.
Necro's in the game. We didn't realize.
Radiant's top
I-
tower
Is that a Reaper
has fallen.
Scythe?
Must have been
Maybe.
ages ago that he
Hmm.
had bought. Oh, he did buy back in the mid fight. That was a long time ago, though.
That's
so
why his Echo Saber was so
Oh,
delayed, huh?
the break. Still has Aegis, of course.
The follow-up.
Shackles continue to connect from afar. That was a three-pointer, as we call it.
Yeah.
From downtown.
What's-
Toronto.
Is that what sports ball is that?
Yep.
There are
That's a sports ball.
There are 3-pointers in hockey. If you hit the goalie right in the face under his mask,
If you knock out one tooth,
Yes.
If you knock out the goalie, you'll likely get 3 points at some point later in the game.
that's exactly why it's called the 3-pointer.
Yeah,
You can do that in hockey.
for sure, for sure.
and Tide working on a Vlad's for himself now as the Abyssal Blade is finished for Spectre. I mean, still has the Aegis, but like even if you're, this is actually an interesting question that a question. I don't know if it's interesting, but I'm interested in it. At this point in the game, do you even bother saving for buyback? Let's assume you don't have Aegis.
On Radiant or Dire?
On Dire for Spectre
No, you don't.
specifically.
They don't.
Not-
They don't have like a Beastmaster or
It takes-
some hero that's gonna go march down your buildings.
Yeah, it takes too long to get to your base, especially with the tier one mid up. But that's the likely lane that's going to be pushed down. So they have 2 forts.
Yeah, worst case scenario, you lose your tier 1 tower.
Yeah.
And so if that's the worst case scenario, you just go all in.
Well, Avatos from afar, Chris Luck
Sad.
into the Impale to follow. But there's the Haunt. Chronosphere onto 2. And again, the Samurai Chaotic Offering is in the Chronosphere.
That
I
Darkseer
cannot
died
believe
so
it. Warlock
fast.
dies, has to buy back in the game. Darkseer and Nyx to follow. All they get is the Enchantress in turn. K1 is going to take a solo Ravage to the face. and the rest of Thunder Predator attempting to chase him down, but the Warlock slowing them down quite a bit. Stinger, this will be a dieback if he goes down again, as the Samurai Chaotic Offering finally falls.
They should ignore it.
They really do.
Doing so little damage at this point.
It doesn't even look like he does AoE damage with that cosmetic. There's like no fire particles or anything. He just got a big-ass sword. Uh-oh, Chris Luck.
Got fogged.
Quick fingers. Yeah, poor Warlock level 10, so still a level 1 ult. Very sad.
All he has to do is be carefully positioned around the haunt, and he'll be able to do everything he wants to do in fights.
Sounds hard.
No, if he's careful.
True. True. Okay.
It is
So
the
15
27-minute mark, so we are 10 minutes
Oh,
away from
that's
the
true.
Radiant time.
Very close.
Havoc Hammer, 10 minutes away. Shackle Shot. See, Thunder Predator knows this. This is why they're putting the pedal to the metal, as they say, as Void
Yes.
takes
Sense
a tumble.
of urgency clearly coming out from the Dire Sider.
Searing Chain. Spike Carapace is going to keep him alive a little bit longer. Wall is actually used, despite not having Void up right now. So they're just going to walk around it. Spectre actually walks through it, but man, that was weird.
Jenkins, put away your phone. We're going to get tentacles in the game in just a bit here.
What is it? This is less interesting than the pets joke that I've been doing.
Oh, MJZ continues to live on a sliver of HP. Tiny Chris Luck just needs a little extra damage.
Cloaks save lives, people.
Yeah, they do. That's got to get nerfed, that item.
Yeah, that's stupid, actually.
It's a
I
little-
feel like
little
I
too
buy
far.
Cloak and don't upgrade it in, like, at least half my games.
Almost every game. Yeah, it's-
You're against these, like, tiny heroes, and you're like, okay, I'll just buy a Cloak.
Sacred takes some heavy damage, pops the Essence Ring. That's a good
Jenkins
item
can
to
put his
have.
phone away in 21 seconds.
Oh,
That's
the
when
Shackle
Ravage up.
is there to try to counter-initiate. Ravage is not up as of yet, but Tidehunter is mega healthy.
It doesn't even matter.
Void just gets insta-gibbed.
Called for the GG, but let him Ravage one more time for Jenkins.
Okay.
For Jenkins.
Oh my
Okay.
god. The time dilation
GG's
delayed
called.
it just enough. I'm feeling the hostility towards Jenkins right now. Oh, he almost got. You see that?
You know, honestly, I was just very excited about seeing that Ravage apparently, and it's too bad that it didn't happen.
That's very sad indeed. But
What can you
Thunder
do?
Predator
Don't know how to
take...
respond to this bit that you're doing. I really don't.
You know, you don't always have to respond to a bit. You can just be genuine.
What
We
do you-
talked about the word genuine
You can
earlier.
come clean about your interests.
I would believe that.
That's great to hear. Well, this was the end of that series. Thunder Predator, surprise! I mean, we came into the series thinking Beast Coast would be favored, and they got mega stomped.
First game,
2-0.
I was very impressed by Thunder Predator. Second game, I was very disappointed in Beast Coast.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think
Nice
probably
summary.
that's their Beast Coast take on that series as well.
I don't get.
Okay, before this gets any more awkward, we're going to take a quick break and then do post-game analysis and the Monster MVP. Stay tuned.